Hey guys, it's JB from Will Fly for Food. I'm here in Ben Tre right now. It's one of the towns along the banks of the Mekong River. I've been here since last night. I'm staying here for the night again and leaving tomorrow, moving to Sadek. But today it's a little bit rainy, but it's not going to stop us, right? I'm going to go on like a little tour of the town with some of the students from here at the homestay. They're going to take me to a coconut candy factory, and then we're going to go rent a motorboat, explore some of the most popular sites along the river. So come join us, it should be fun. Alright guys, me Tran, we're gonna go out and explore the town a bit. We're gonna go start at coconut candy factory, right? So Tran and I rode our bikes to this coconut candy factory where her mother works. Vietnamese coconut candy is most commonly produced in Ben Tre province, which is nicknamed the land of coconut. It's typically made with coconut milk and coconut cream, though this place jazzes it up by adding pandan. Now I don't know how many boxes of coconut candy this one factory churns out every day, but it seems to be a lot. They are fast, efficient, and work non-stop. They even let me try making it myself. I helped prepare the candy into strips for cutting, then tried my best to wrap a few pieces. Tran was encouraging, but I'm pretty sure the ones I made went into the reject pile. The coconut candy was good. It was sweet and creamy, but really sticks to your teeth. It was getting late and we needed to catch a boat. There are plenty of Mekong River group tours you can go on, but I wanted to explore it on my own time, so I decided to rent our own motorboat. And away we go. We rented a boat for 250,000 dong per hour, and we're gonna do it for 3 hours. So according to Tran, that's a good deal. They usually rent it out for like 350,000 an hour or something. As you can see, the water is pretty brown. It's like a milky coffee color. It's not that it's polluted or dirty, it's just really the way it is. I googled it, and apparently the hills from where the water comes from quickly erodes with the water, hence this brown color. Alright guys, we've just arrived at our first stop. It's this factory where they make bricks. It looks pretty cool. Look at that. See all the red bricks there. This should be interesting. Look at all these bricks. We've landed in the right spot. Everything is red and like square. Just following Tran up this path to the brick factory. This is where rumor has it that this is where Ben Simmons lives in the off season. This is a brick factory. But joke, little NBA joke there for you guys. Okay, this is the machine they use to form the bricks. They put the clay in here. See that? And I guess it churns it out and then comes out in one piece on the other side. Alright guys, so this is what the bricks look like before they fire them up in the kiln. It's like a neutral gray color. Firing them up makes them stronger and like a nice red-orange color that we know, characteristic of bricks. Okay, so that was a little short, quick tour of the brick factory. Now we're going back onto the boat, onto our next stop on this Mekong River Delta tour in Ben Tre. We just got off the main river into this, I don't know what you call it, like a little side channel, I guess. And away from all like the big structures, the big ships, it just looks so much cooler. So much more raw. It feels like, this feels like Heart of Darkness territory, man. This is dope. This is how I imagine the Mekong River to be. Just like this. Hey guys, sorry, but I don't think I've properly introduced my awesome guide right now, Tran. She's not actually a guide, she's a student in university right now. And my homestay, they invite these students on to help guide the tourists for free. In exchange, they get to practice their English, which I think is a wonderful program. So say hi to Tran. Hi Tran. Say hi to everyone. Thank you for taking me on this tour. Thank you for coming with me. This is great. Okay, we have gotten off the boat, and now we are walking on this road. I don't know what's up next. I don't know why we're on this road, but I hope it leads to someplace cool. I have following Tran along this road. We are no longer in the boat. We are no longer on the river. I don't know where we're going, but like I said, I hope it's to somewhere cool. Now, I don't know why I'm talking in this stupid accent. Alright guys, we've been walking for maybe like 10 minutes now, 10-15 minutes, and Tran just told me where we're actually going. So the big boat, it dropped us off by this bridge, and we've been walking from that bridge, I guess, to this area where we're gonna go ride a smaller boat, the canoe that I was telling you about. And we're gonna ride that canoe, I guess, through the smaller channels of the river, and then come out and reboard the big boat back to where we started. So that's what we're doing right now. Cool. It is very cool to be in these smaller channels of the Mekong River right now. And the rain actually adds to the whole mood, you know, the sky is one big block of gray, there's no sun. It adds to the eeriness of this place. It's very still. As Anthony Bourdain once said, a place like this demands stillness. And we're back right where we started. There's our boat, exactly where we left it. They just paddled us back here. And now we're going to board that boat again and continue on our journey. Our 3 hours are almost up. We made this one last stop at this like little coconut, I don't know if you can call it a factory, but like a collection point, I guess. I mean, they harvest the coconuts and then they sell to companies to make into various products like candy, like we saw earlier, or oil and things like that. Works so fast. Our 3 hours were just about up, so we headed back to the pier. I thought the day's events were over, but the most interesting part was just about to get started. Tran invited me to get some street food and join her English club, a group of Vietnamese students who get together twice a week to practice their English. Okay guys, so we finished our Mekong River boat tour, and now Tran is taking me to some street food spots, man, you know, where the locals go, which is just perfect because I'm starving right now, and this is our first stop. Oh. What's the name of this dish? Bun. Okay. Chang? Chang? Chao. I've never had this before. Yeah. It looks good. It looks delicious.
Yes. This is delicious.
Ah, it looks it.
Sure.
Was that fish balls? Okay. Yeah, meatballs and
Small egg.
yeah, all the good stuff on there. Okay, I think this is one of the things I'll be having tonight, these grilled chicken eggs. Alright guys, so we just got our street food to go. I got some of that grilled chicken eggs, and it's an interesting dish. I don't know what it is. I've never seen it, never had, never heard of it. And we're walking over to what Tran calls the English Club. She's there with her friend right now. Apparently they get together like maybe twice a week. They say, I think Wednesdays and Fridays, and just to like work on their English. That's great. I chatted with Tran and her friends about what they all wanted to do after they got out of school. This get-together was something they did as a form of self-study to improve their English. It was nice to see students so focused and serious about their future. At their age, the only language I wanted to learn was beer. After the session, they took me to this park with a monument honoring the town's greatest hero, Ben Tre. It was an unexpected but fitting end to my time in Ben Tre. That's about it guys. Until the next video, happy traveling.